In this video, I'm gonna be turning a basic skin that looks like this and turn it into something that looks more realistic that looks like this. So I first start off by using a skin texture of someone's face and figure.
Oh my god, bro. Oh hell no, man.
So you see how it looks really off right there is because the UVs are not matching the texture. So I had to go in and actually match them up, move the UVs around. But the actual model was not unwrapped the proper way to match with the texture, so I was having trouble with doing it this way. And that purple you see right there is because the model of the UVs is outside of the square, if you see right there. But that's an easy fix. But the actual main problem is trying to match the UVs with the texture, because you have to stretch it. As you can see, I'm stretching it a lot, so I'm having a lot of trouble doing it that way. It's too complicated, and I decide to texture paint it instead, which I think is a better option, and you get a little bit more control over it. But the only problem with that is I actually don't get to put the normal map because it doesn't actually have the matching, like it doesn't match with the normal map of the texture, and the color map and the normal map shouldn't match because I texture painted one, and then the other one is just going to be installed with the nodes, so it won't work because they both have to be using nodes. But this way it's fine because the color map of this texture is fine. It actually does show detail. It's not as good as using the normal map, but it works as well. I tried to texture paint the normal map, but it wasn't working, or at least the way I was trying it doesn't work, and I didn't feel like trying to figure it out. Hey, and subscribe, because I'm actually really trying to go full-time on 3D or YouTube in general, so I would really greatly appreciate it if you do. More content on the way, so that's why you should subscribe. Let me know if you want to see this type of content some more. So I tried using the normal map actually by using it with the nodes, and when I used it on the nodes, I ended up crashing on me. So that was a big mistake because I did not save my progress prior to actually texture painting the whole face on the mesh. So I lost a lot of that progress, but I ended up having to redo everything. Okay, now moving on to the hair, and I'm figuring out which way and how to go about sculpting the hair. I mean, it's already sculpted, but how to actually do the hair particles. Is this new particle system that they have, basically more realistic looking hair. And yeah, it looks bald right now. It looks kind of ugly, but I'm just kind of figuring it out here. What I'm doing here is I put the mesh, the eyebrows, inside the sculpt of the skin, because I wanted to kind of get the outline of the actual eyebrows and just follow that outline with the new hair system. But here I'm figuring out how to actually use it. I've only done it one time, and I'm very noobish at it when it comes to that. So now time skip here, and I kind of figure it out somewhat, and I'm getting just a basic shape of the hair in place and just kind of combing it to where it's supposed to be. The main problem I have here is that you can see through the hair and you can see the scalp, which is not real. That's not what's realistic. So I had problems with the thickness of the hair itself, but that I solved later. I just keep going on with the actual shape of the hair, the way it's supposed to look at the very least. Now time skip here, and I did get the basic shape of the hair, and I even got that hair on the side going to the side, which is a bit of a nice touch to it just to finish it off. I end up modeling the bun thingy for your hair to hold your hair in place. I end up modeling that and just sizing it, putting it in its place, because otherwise the hair looks like it's floating. Very weird. There's actually one big problem that I have when making this type of hair. I don't know how to fix it, but it looks like straw. It looks fake. Up close, it looks fake. I end up doing the eyeball texture in the eyeball. This is just a texture that I had on my computer. I'm just reusing it. It's the same mesh, the eyeball, same mesh of the eyeball, and I'm just putting it in place. Same way I did I was going to do the actual face texture of the character. I'm doing the eyeball now. So you see, you just move the UVs around until it matches. And that's the end result. I think it came out fine. Now we're going on to the eyeball. Again, I was just looking at it and I noticed that it needs the roughness down, which is shininess, kind of like watery, to make it look watery, because that's actually how our eyes look, not just dry. So I did that, but I'm starting to realize something as I'm looking at this, and because it's like cartoony type of, you know, character, it's starting to look strange because it has more realistic features. The only thing that's not is the eye size. I wanted to keep it the same size because I knew if I was to change it, it would not look like her anymore. So I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna change the eye size, the eyeball itself, right? So that I left it alone, and it's easier, you know, less work. So I left that the way it is, and I'm like, you know what? Now I'm starting to see it. It looks kind of weird. Here I'm doing the eyelashes now. I already did the eyebrows off camera, and other little bits of hair off camera, and now I'm just on the eyelashes. And yes, I know they freaking look like spikes right here. That's because I haven't done like any editing on them, and they're straight as hell. But I need to curve it, you know. Naturally our eyelashes curve like that. One thing I dislike a lot about this new hair system is, maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know, but if there's one thing I hate, is that your renders automatically, they're gonna just take longer to render, even if you have something low poly or whatever, because this is low poly, you know, this is from a game, exported from the game itself, so it's low poly. It has, you can see it right there, it's around 15,000 vertices, which is low poly actually, and it still takes long to render. I mean, but you do have to do it in cycles. And just to explain cycles, renders is more professional. Like, it makes your renders look nicer, but it takes longer, obviously. So there's that. But I mean, it's better than nothing, I suppose. And this is the end result of the hair side view, old hair side view. I had to change the skin, but there were some problems. And then new hair front view. I know it looks creepy, but it's just the way it is, I guess. I don't know. And then front view, old hair. So let me know what y'all think, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.